Welcome to Midyrus, the new canon fantasy map that I will use for my Mega Castle series. I will be building everything on this map at some point, and I will come back to add links into this video every time a new build is finished. But for now, the parts that haven't been built have been supplemented with other images instead. Some of the AI got very wacky at times, and I've included the best and worst of it for your amusement. Let's start off with the desert continent in the southeast called Iakrab. I've already built this mega palace and city in a previous video, which I have now named Kasar Malek. So if you've not seen that video already, I'll post links to that in the description. South of Kasar Malek is Muharib Cove, Muharib meaning smuggler. To the east of this is the large Iakrab Dune Sea, and further east than this you reach the Sahara mountain range. And north of here on the tip of the island there is a big port city called Bur Shamal, which is a hub for trade on this continent. Due to the whole continent being united under one empire, the people of this land have avoided unnecessary wars amongst themselves. This combined with their excellent trade and access to different wealthy kingdoms across the seas has made them very rich. Now we cross the Hadir Channel to reach the largest continent called Terra Continentum, which is just Earth Continent in Latin. This continent is very diverse and made up of many different factions that have forged alliances and fought wars with each other throughout the years. So directly across the Hadir Channel is the Terra Desert, which has very few resources and little value to anyone. West of the desert is Leo Regnum, or Lion Kingdom in English. I've built a big version of this castle as well, so make sure you check that one out. With their close access to the sea and long distance from any Vikings, they have become another wealthy nation. Although greed sometimes drives them to cross the Hadir Channel and try to gain footholds on Iakrab, but this has never been met with much success. Above the Lion Kingdom, we have the Meridium Forest, which is just Latin for south. Within the Meridium Forest, there is a forestman hideout and village, but I don't yet own any forestmen, so that will be a build for another time. On the west coast of Terra Continentum, you will find the Falcon Keep, where the Black Falcons reside. Due to their isolation and close vicinity to the resources provided by the forest, mountains and sea, the Black Falcons are a very self-sufficient nation and don't engage in much trade or war with the other nations. Again, I currently don't own any of the new Black Falcons, so this is another big build for another time. If you travel north of here, you reach the Aquatus mountain range, which has a road passing through it until you reach the Draco River. To cross over the river and reach the Septon mountain range in the north, you must pass through the Dragon Knight's Big Black Castle, another video that I've already made that you should check out. At the mouth of the river there is a small port controlled by the Dragon Knights. The river begins at Lake Meteorus, a dormant supervolcano that has carved out space for the river over millennia of eruptions. Moving slightly southeast of here you find the Blue Crown Knights and their castle called the Carulium Citadel. Carulia is the largest kingdom on Terra Continentum. Corruption within leaves them vulnerable to attacks from the Vikings and the Three-Eyed Witch of the Burnt Marshes to the north, as well as regular conflict with the Scorpion Knights for control of the Channel Isles, which will help them dominate this sector of the seas. They have close ties with the Red Lions to the west and often marry one another. North of the citadel you come across the Burnt Marshes, where an evil Three-Eyed Witch resides and controls her skeleton army, killing anyone that tries to pass through. This leaves people no other option but to pass through the mountains and pay the toll of the Dragon Knights. If you make it north of the Burnt Marshes, you find Ravenby. Old Norse mythology features a lot of ravens, and by means town or city in Norwegian, so I wanted them to be descendants of Vikings that have settled on the main continent. This is also where my AI video really starts to mess about, so I thought I'd curse you all with these videos as well. They are still friendly with the Vikings, so they don't get raided, but engage in fair trade with them instead. West of Ravenby, you come across the Nordpine Forest, packed full of resources in an otherwise barren part of Terra Continentum. This land sees many skirmishes between Ravenby and Nord-Ulva. On the northern tip of the continent, you find the Nord-Ulva Kingdom, which is just a hash-up of Norwegian words for north and wolf. I'll be building this kingdom when I can get my hands on the new Wolfpack Knights from Pick-a-Brick. In the northwest of the continent, we will find the tallest mountain on Midyrus, called Mount Phallic. It is rumoured that a very old wizard lives up there. And lastly on Terra Continentum we will find the dwarves in their mines within the Septon mountain range. They live in a place called Svartheim, which is just two German words for dwarf and home mashed together. Let's now travel back to the east across the North Sea to Kaldoya, where we find the Viking Kingdom. From here the Vikings are positioned perfectly to raid the Crown Knights and Bur Shamal, As you travel south from here, you enter the Orient Sea, and here you find the Channel Islands. These have a very small population and few resources, but offer a good place to set up base to control the surrounding seas. So these are four. If we travel once more through the Hadir Channel and into the open sea, we eventually come across Ignivomus Island, home of the Orcs and the largest active volcano on Madeiras, Mount Ignivo. Orktown is located at the base of Mount Ignivo on the east side of the island. The Orcs are very industrious and use the heat and minerals from the volcano to forge metals that they sell across Madeiras. As I've said in some previous videos, I want to be able to put this up on a website when all the builds are finished, and you'll be able to click on parts of the map to see the large builds that have been created. And I would really love to get some collaborations on this project. If you'd be interested in building the Black Falcon Castle, the Wizard's Tower, or anything else for that matter, then get in touch with me here on Discord or on Instagram and we can hopefully work something out. I can't offer any money, only eternal glory.